Mm-hmm.
We here. We are here.
Y'all all right?
There you go.
We here.
We made it. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? This your girl, Tylted. Hello, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen Sims of Twisted Threads, and of course, the loveliest lady herself, the beautiful Miss Naturelle D. We are the Unhinged live broadcast. And before we get into it, I just want to say thank you again for your continued support. Week after week, day after day, it does not go unnoticed. So before we get into it, of course, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. If you haven't done so already, do the over to the YouTube Nation, hit like, hit share, hit Twisted Threads to we are there populating the area, okay? Because we represent just like that, okay? So check it out. Before we get into tonight's show, y'all already know what it is. I want to go ahead and say thank you again to our replay viewers who are going to catch us at a later date and time. Y'all are special, all right? And better late than never, right? So we just cut the holiday season, and I'm a little tired on tonight. I know I might say thank you on behalf of TH3. Yeah, we're introducing another concept within the concept here on tonight. These are the dopest females in my life, I promise you. Get it? TH3, play on that THC. But we bringing y'all a different kind of smoke on this evening. So let's get into it, ladies. How you doing tonight, Miss Karen?
You know, I'm doing well. I am excited that the holiday portion has begun and we are completed with the first leg, but a sister need a nap. I gotta be honest. I need a nap, but I'm thankful for all of the family. I don't know what's gonna be in the red cup tonight, because Lord, it's gonna be a hope and a prayer for sure to get us through all of this tonight. But super excited about being here once again. All of the hopefully food eating was successful, and we could get back on track to whatever happens between now and the next set of holiday gatherings. I'm a toss the mic. Naturelle D, how are things going with you?
You know, I'm just somehow energized in the midst of finding myself in a busy season outside of the holiday, just finding myself being pushed into leadership roles and just end of year at work, new endeavors, family. I'm here. Coffee and tea are my portion. Amen.
That's an entire statement.
All right, coffee and tea are her portion on tonight. I know that's right. But some good high quality aged drinks in my red cup on tonight's show. Of course, we are going to have a little bit about happening. And, you know, we're a little tired on this evening, so it could get a little cackle. And, of course, we're going to host that roundtable conversation where we just express our viewpoints on things going on in and around the world, what's really going on. So before we go ahead and get into it, I want to go ahead and give a little fan out, shout out. You know how we like to do it. We like to acknowledge those of you who've been riding with us, especially those of you who've been riding with us from day one. I want to go ahead and give a huge shout out to our tribe mate on tonight, Mr. Tony Dorsey, the Desperado himself. Those of you who are hanging out with us in the group, you may have noticed I posted a new music video stream. He's released some new music, and this one is called Brand New Me. So check it out. You know, he's a recent newlywed, so congratulations to you, Tony, and your lovely wife, beautiful Miss Abby. We see y'all over there making moves, doing big things. Y'all were actually in my other hometown, Stockton, California, sharing the house. I hope you left your mark in the San Joaquin Valley in a way that only you can. Our brother Tony is also a recent graduate with a degree in theological studies from the Liberty University. He's a man of God, y'all, but he also got bars, spitting that hot fire, that Holy Ghost fire, like Dylon, out here in these streaming streets. Yeah. Congratulations to you, Tony, for your new music, for building your new family. And I wish you nothing but the greatest success in every single thing that you do. So yeah, ladies, we lost a great one recently in the entertainment industry. I want to go ahead and acknowledge the huge loss, and I believe it's impacting every single one of us. We recently lost the lovely Miss Irene Cara. And, you know, I paid tribute there in the group by posting a post, and I did tag it by saying she's a huge, huge part of the soundtrack of my youth. I know I'm not alone. Natural D.
Listen, Flashdance, Sparkle. You know the voice, people. You know the voice.
You know, I'm trying to give my moves with the giving them something to feel. Okay, I'm going too far. But listen, Sparkle, Fame, everywhere where her face lit up the screen. And, you know, this is one of the folks who you can't just think about her and not get lost. I promise, and not get lost in the I remember wins and remember so-and-so and remember, because not only did she bring such great talent to the entertainment industry, not just as a singer and an actress, but just a superhuman being. And it's just one of those things that it's like, and I remember them, and I remember, you know, when we had the leggings and the scrunchy leg, I can't even remember what them things was called now, but we used to pile them on top of the leg warmers. I'm a woman of a certain age. We had leg warmers and we mix and match talent. I wasn't dancing nowhere, but I looked like it with all of the leg warmers that we were putting on. So so super sad to hear about her loss, but excited about the memories that we have as we take these moments to, one, shout her out for the great and wonderful work that she did and the impact that she gave to generations, not just, you know, in the entertainment industry, but also for Black girls. Because once upon a time, you know, we didn't see a lot of us on camera. And then here come Irene and all of them. I'm going to say all of them because it was a lot, reminding us and kind of forging a way and letting us know that there was a space for more faces and that our stories are wonderful and amazing. And so prayers for her family. Now, Keita, you know, you started this Tilted. So I got to ask, you know, what is your Irene Cara maybe favorite memory as you are thinking about her?
Wow. You know, there's so much that goes on. And I guess y'all could say that I've actually basically paid tribute to Miss Cara every single time I, you know, put my going outside clothes on when I'm thinking I'm fancy. Y'all know I always manage to have a shoulder out. So I guess that might be my own little way of paying tribute to the Flashdance era. I put a little show on the people. A little shoulder on the people. But yeah, as I sit and I reflect on such a tremendous lost to the industry, dissecting her role in Fame as a young lady, as I prepared to play a supporting role in my high school's, version of Fame. And I actually won Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress that year. I did not play Miss Kara's role. Yes, I didn't, I acted a plumb fool. I actually played Leroy's dance partner that he went in to audition with. He actually wasn't the one trying to audition, but I was the one that was supposed to get in. And babe, let me tell you something. I got it popping with my Pee Wee Herman, honey. I turned the audience out, honey, which earned me Best Supporting Actress from, the Mrs. Castellano's drama class there at the Edison Senior High School in Stockton, California. And of course, not one day has gone by since she's passed that I haven't heard it in my spirit. What a feeling. She sang that thing from the pit of her belly. And she was, again, an Afro-Latino. Afro-Latina. Did y'all know that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, in her passing, I was able to peruse a lot of the tribute information that was posted to her. And one thing that I enjoyed reading about Miss Kara most was that she was one of the humblest to ever do it. So, great loss. Rest well, Queen. That thing, and you've left an awesome legacy of what it is to be great and humble all at the same time. 63 years young. Notice I said 60 years young, because that's not old any way, shape, or form by today's standards. And we should hope to leave the legacy that she has left with us, with the work that we do here on the platform, as well as in these here streets and in the marketplace, because every last one of us here at the Unhinged Radio Show is gifted beyond measure. I want to go ahead and transition the conversation on tonight. Got a little surprise for y'all. It's the TH3. And, my sister here, Naturelle D, y'all already has a head full of beautiful hair. And, for years and years and years, we've been privy to all the information and the advice on what it is we need to do to keep our trip together. And, this thought came as I was working the other night at the store, the conversation with the young lady about her beautiful hair and what she might be able to do to keep it from drying out during the winter months. So without further ado, we're going to bring to y'all right now, and I mean right now, our resident curlipist, the lovely Miss Naturelle D, with some winter hair care tips. Tell us how to keep my curls in check, girl, because it's laid down now. Talk to me.
Listen, this is cold care for your hair care is essential. So I got 5 tips and trips for everybody out there. Listen, fellas, y'all can get it, because look, y'all starting to grow your hair out longer than some of us, and I'm getting upset. So, but this is for everybody. So tip number 1, watch your fabrics, y'all. Wool is as warm as it is not your friend when it comes to your hair care. So your wool coats, your sweaters, the bulky sweaters, your scarves, your hats, be mindful. So make sure you have a bonnet under your hat. When you have that on, try to keep your hair up off your sweaters, because you don't want the kitchen to end up being breaking off, and then you're trying to figure out why you got a layer underneath the length. It's not fun. And the wool, those drying fabrics, it'll snap and dry. It just pulls the moisture right out of your hair. So be mindful of your fabrics and how you have your hair laying on it. 2, with that is cover your hair. So, this is personally, it's head wrap season for me over here. I definitely had it on today at work to try and just keep that hair under wraps. So listen, and if cover your hair as a wig, go for it, sis. I don't have the strength for that. So just make sure, listen, it helps one, keeps your head warm, because I'm not looking forward to this 50-mile-an-hour winds apparently we have tomorrow. I don't accept it in Jesus' name. And it also protects your cuticle, the hair cuticle, from chaotic temperatures. You go outside, it's 2 degrees. You come inside, you got the heat on. So, you want to make sure you keep your hair moisturized with the transitions of outside to inside. 3, sis, come close. Come close. Drink your water. You got to hydrate, y'all. Hydrate. And not just because of the cold temperature. If you have a space heater, you ever put the space heater on at work by your legs and you're trying to understand why your legs and your ankles are always ashy? It's drying you out. Same thing is happening to your hair. You want to make sure you're moisturized from the inside out. And this is year round. Drink your water, please. Amen. Then 4, I know it's blowout season. So make sure you keep your hair protected from the heat. Now, just because you use a heat protectant doesn't mean you got to put you have liberty to put your flat iron on, 500 degrees. No, sis, let's not do that. And some heat protectants, whether you know it or not, can only protect your hair up to a certain temperature. So be mindful. Read the directions, because sometimes they tell you, but 9 out of 10, they won't. So once you hit the 400 degree level on your flat irons, be careful. 1 pass, 1. That's all you should need to get your hair straight. And then don't use too much heat protectant on top of it. A little bit goes a long way. You don't want to have product buildup. Then you put the heat on top of it. It's a recipe for disaster. And make sure you're shampooing your hair, y'all. Please shampoo your hair to get all the dirt and the oil and the debris off your hair. And then if all else fails and you really just have no idea what's going on with your hair, please make a hair appointment with a licensed professional stylist. That is just number 1. If you have absolutely no idea what is going on, what is happening, and we just, with the pandeezy, everybody's been doing their hair on their own, you need a professional. Please listen. And that goes for me too. There are times, and I will say age, listen, I don't know what's going on. My hair is doing its own thing. You need a professional to say, hey, let me come in and take care of it. Let's get a trim. Let's alter what products you're using, and they can guide you and help you. But make sure they're licensed professionals. Yeah. Those are the 5 tips and tricks, because I want y'all to stay natural, because I'm noticing the trend of people going back to the creamy crack. So I want y'all to stay natural, because the chemicals, least amount of chemicals we want to be in contact, especially as Black women. So hope that helps y'all. If you need anything else, let me know. Blog might be coming soon on this too, so for a little bit more details. So
definitely appreciate that.
So where can they find your blog? Because you post a lot of useful information, D.
you know what? I will link it in the group. And if you're not in the group, come on in the group.
Come in the group.
Come on in the room, and you can get all the tips and the tricks.
In the room.
And there's always a link in all of my social media profiles.
Well, I learned something today because I did not.
I got a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tilted.
I got a question. The advice is to drink our water, and of course, mine's our biz. Okay, but check it out. Do you think, because it's latte season, everybody getting their pumpkin spice on, and I believe that caffeine is a natural dehydrant. Do you think that the people drinking the lattes is something that could cause the hair to dehydrate and lack moisture?
Absolutely. Caffeine is a diuretic, so it'll pull that water right on out. So honestly, for every cup of coffee that you drink, you need to be drinking 2 cups of water.
See, That is definitely a gem of information. That might be why my curls went a little spastic a couple weeks ago, because when I get a little tired, sometimes I purposely search out a caffeinated tea in the afternoon and boost get me through the rest of my day. So thank you for that information. And listen, y'all can spice heads, it messing with your heads. So be careful in these latte streets, all right? And I'm gonna make sure I remember that, D. For every cup of coffee, for every caffeinated beverage, have 2 glasses of water to compensate for the diureticalness that's getting ready to go down with my body. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if it's
okay.
You drink a glass of water and you get a piece of fruit. Fruit has water in it too.
True.
Good stuff.
Do you have any more questions for our curlopist?
I have many more, but I'll read the blog while I drink my water. Appreciate you.
Well, look, thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. We are Unhinged Live, and we are here and with our water on tonight. We're going to go ahead and move along to the next segment. We're getting ready to point our remote controls at our TV screens because merrily, we done found something to stream, and we're going to talk about it tonight. I always like to yield the floor to my sisters. So I want to see, is there any view on one of these screens?
Go ahead, Twisted.
What do we? I'm getting a bit of a lag over here, so I'm trying to read lips. What was the question?
Wait.
What you been watching?
What I've been watching,
I didn't sing it.
I was waiting for the song. I'm like, it ain't time yet because we ain't singing.
Oh, y'all want me to sing the song? Well,
you got to
I had my remote.
I ain't got no remote, but I got my phone.
Wait. Okay, hold on. My bad, y'all. I didn't know y'all was looking forward to that. Y'all about to get my tire through. Hold on. Ready? It's time to point your remote control at the TV screen. Merrily, find something to stream. Randy Watson. No, I'm sorry.
You done told y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. So, I have been watching Drink Masters on Netflix, and don't ask me how I got drug into this. You know how it wasn't even a suggestion. It was sort of like popular on one of them streaming services, and then you get sucked in, and one episode turned into 2 episodes, and now I done watched the whole championship. So, and I need you to know, I don't know nothing about what they doing at the bar. So very elegant, very creative, and it's not even for a shout out. Half this stuff that they doing is kind of like, wait, what we doing over at the bar? Honey, they fancy over there. That's all I got to tell you. They making stuff with dry ice and nitrogen and all kinds of stuff. I'm not, I don't know nothing about that, but everything was pretty and it was all lovely. And they had, I think, started with 12 and went all the way down to the winner. So it was really an interesting competition that they had there. I am such a sucker for that because once you get into it, it's sort of like there's no way out of it. And it's like, I don't even really have a big, I learned a lot not even about alcohol, because that wasn't really what the focus was, but about, the experiences that people have and the training that has to go. Honey, that's expensive. That's all I got. Who know how to work with nitrogen so you don't kill yourself? That's a whole nother story. Like, I'm not the one. If you see me with nitrogen, run. Okay, I don't care what the experiment is. It's gonna end badly. So, shout out and kudos to everybody who participated in that. And then I can't even say like a binge watch it, but y'all know I done got sucked into all these Hallmark movies. So I will say there's an upsurge of different racial movies, which is very exciting to see. I can't keep up with all of them. That's how many they are. And I know we all remember the time where it would be literally, well, one, it's still the same story. Let me just tell y'all, they still writing the same story. Boy meets girl, girl meets. Actually, no, it's all kinds of stuff. So same-sex marriages and relationships are there as well. But some type of way, the love interest find themselves falling in love, and then they get mad at each other over something goofy, go their separate ways. Usually in some snow somewhere. They had one that was in Brooklyn, and I'm thinking that it's Brooklyn, New York, because who know another Brooklyn? Honey, they in Brooklyn, Colorado. I never heard of such a thing. So I don't know if that's a made up town. If anybody know where Brooklyn, Colorado is, holla at your girl, because I got questions. Like, they were like in the township of Brooklyn. Wait a minute. I thought it was a borough. What we talk about here? So just trying to keep up with the holiday stuff. Those are mine, merrily down the stream for this week. Naturelle D, what you got going on with your remote?
Well, the only Brooklyn outside of New York I know is Minnesota. I believe that is where the Brooklyn is. I'm going to have to look up Colorado. But I too, I received an email from the good Peacock, and they said Hallmark is available to you. I have found myself binging My Best Friend's Bouquet. And my other new favorite, A Majestic Christmas. Oh, and these are all led by beautiful sisters, out here with the melanin. So I'm excited. And there are a few more in the to-do list here. And then also, other streaming platforms that have my usual saved Christmas movies. But that's about all I've been watching right now. So I just trying to catch up and get in the know of who these wonderful actresses are.
Right. I feel you. So I personally have been, y'all know I'm old school, like triple OG. Okay, I'm a Judge Judy fan. So right now I am watching Judy Justice. I will always watch Judy Justice because she's a savage with a gavel.
No lies, detective.
That's the best way to describe her. And with me working in the area of social services, she helps me, as Ray Charles' mama had put it, scratch a lie, find a thief. Yeah, listening to Judge Judy shake people down verbally on her show, helps me to be able to hear certain things that, may need to be questioned 4-5 more times before we push a request for assistance through. Another thing that I've been viewing, and I absolutely fell in love with it, I binged it this past weekend, was I watched Wednesday on Netflix. So I guess I'm the only one hitting here at the table on tonight that is not into the Christmas movies yet. I refuse to do it until December 1st, y'all, because Thanksgiving has already suffered so much disrespect. At this point, I'm not going into the jingle jangle holiday stuff until December 1st. Wednesday, based off the character Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family. Baby, they did that thing. All right. And it's given my heart great joy to see my timeline light up with so many people giving it the thumbs up, saying that they've enjoyed it. And of course, kudos to the director and the casting director for making sure that the original Wednesday herself, the Queen Christina Ricci, is also in this series online. So y'all already know which streaming app it's on. We're not going to give them individual credit because they ain't giving us a check. But you already know right now, I think they got 3 tier payment plans. And it's a big old red like Nikita. All right. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check it out, y'all. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And for those of you who are sitting here that are maybe of the mindset that, oh Lord, it's all demonic, I need you to chill for a moment. All right. And make sure that you are definitely doing what you need to do to keep your spirit man prayed up as you are, enjoying some of this stuff out here. I didn't see anything, like, it's the Addams Family. All right. And again, this is a great twist to the story. And again, I probably could watch that again. It was just that good. And yeah, so that's it for me going merrily down the stream. I'm pretty sure Tyler Perry is going to make my soul glad and bring my show Ruthless back because I'm waiting. And I promise you, they keep pushing the premiere date further and further back. I'm tired. Y'all, if y'all see me on the news, y'all already know it's because I done pulled up to Tyler Perry Studios because I need to know what's going on with the highest and them at the compound at this point. Anyway, make sure y'all keep some bail money. Make sure y'all keep some bail.
I was about to say, do I need to dip into the bail money?
Stash. No, you never know what it could be with me. Karen, what is it? It could be whatever. It could
that part. It could be whatever.
All right. Look, I'm sorry. Let me fix my earring yeah, my earring is trying to jump off.
All right. Shout out to our buddy Roy. He's catching us tonight. He gave some additional detail about where we can find that other Brooklyn. So appreciate that for giving us that other information. So it's Brooklyn Gulch in Colorado. I appreciate when we get to, get the real-time information about where everything is. So shout out, Roy. We always looking for what it is you up to because, listen, he might be one of the workingest peoples that I know, and I never know where we're going to see his face at. So always delighted to see him.
He definitely gets his hustle on.
Yes, ma'am. So definitely, Roy, I think you were at the DAP hoodie premiere that happened on today. I think you posted some things about that. Yeah, I'm giving DAP hoodies here in the Harlem location, I believe. Roy, correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead and post that information so those of our viewers and listeners can go ahead and support the movement. All right.
For sure.
Our people are out here doing some great things. And, we got to be the first ones to line up and make sure we spend our dollars within our own communities. But we're going to get further into that type of discussion later on in the show. We go ahead and break it up before we take a quick break. I'm finna be so petty. How y'all doing? Y'all feeling a little petty in your spirit just yet?
I don't even know.
My word for the week is chaotic.
What you say?
I said my word for the week is chaotic. So I'm with it.
Oh, she's ready. Look, she's not choosing violence today. She's choosing chaos. Girl, you want to go? You want to go with your view from the petty view tonight first, D?
No, you go ahead, girl. I mean, listen, I will chime in when I'm ready.
Well, listen. Y'all can go ahead and call me Petty LaBelle. Call me Petty LaBelle. Because I have to admit that it was me. It was me, y'all. It was me that went into the bathroom, the ladies' room at the church, and noticed that the toilet was on wrong. So I fixed. Yeah. The flat and under I'm the toilet paper bandit, the fixer herself. I went over to some friends' houses over this last holiday weekend, and again, I saw the toilet paper was flapped wrong, and I fixed it. I'm so petty. Listen, this is an ongoing conversation, and if it's not right, to each his own or whatever. But if I'm in there, I'm gonna fix it, because we had seen a diagram years ago when it was patented that the proper way for the toilet paper to go on the roll is for the flap to be over as opposed to under. I never really dug in and got the research as to why. But for me, it just seems easier to get to it, especially at night. So you ain't got to turn the light on. You just flip the top and you know it's there. But allow me to digress. All right. Petty LaBelle here, passing the mic to Naturelle D. You got a view from the Petty Pew tonight?
The only view I have is how long y'all hanging on to them leftovers, because it's Tuesday. have we hit the turkey salad portion yet? Turkey sandwiches? Where we at?
I feel like we got one more day, Naturelle D.
I'm saying it's you got one more day, and then I'm gonna be side-eyeing everybody.
One more day. That's all I got. So if you ain't ate the pie, ate the cake, go ahead and finish that up. Go ahead and finish that up. But here go the views from the Petty View for the Thanksgiving edition. What did you not eat this weekend or this past week? Because you knew who was in the kitchen. So which dishes did you skip over? Because you already knew.
Well, since my sister-in-law did all the cooking, there was no skippage. So, she gets down with the get down, and I literally the only ham that I'll eat. So, it might be nice, but if it ain't hers, I don't want it. I don't want it.
I'm not mad at that.
We ate well in the household.
That is a good thing. That is a good thing.
Uh-oh. We got some skippage.
What? Huh? Listen, I'm trying to act right, but this is my segment. You from the Petty Pew, and my good sister done asked me, was there anything that I did not eat during this Thanksgiving week? And I was hosted by some very good friends, and everything was just, but I have to admit, I did not eat no carrots, because carrots is not something that is a custom on my Thanksgiving table. Not that they, wasn't delicious. I guess they was delicious. It's just not something that I choose to eat on Thanksgiving. I eat a carrot Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, except for Thanksgiving Day. We're not trying to eat the healthy stuff unless it's some collard greens. Collard greens is healthy. So, and green beans is healthy. Brussels sprouts is healthy. I will eat hefty doses of those things on Thanksgiving, but I just ain't gonna eat things with the beta carotene, not the orange thing. We gotta have carrot, while I'm nibbling, sitting at my desk, sedentary, so I don't gain weight.
Carrot cake.
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a whole calorie fest.
I agree. And none of the calories count. If you hug other people, you literally are squeezing the calories out of them. So I need you to know, yes, all of that there, so I appreciate that. We had some turkey gravy. I don't even know where that came from. I wasn't, and we had a whole bunch of turkey gravy. And we had turkey because, only like 5 out of the 20 plus of us eat turkey. But, shout out to my daughter-in-law and son that they made the turkey, and the turkey was good. I don't know about that gravy, though. I ain't tasted, so I don't know, but when you come with 3 liters of gravy, I got questions, but I'm not going to ask. So, but the turkey was very good and moist and delicious. So I was very appreciative of that turkey gravy. I don't know what happened to it. It went back. That's all we know on that one. And shout out to Joshua because he let us know that we ruined his Thanksgiving because we didn't have the brown and serve rolls. Apparently, that we're supposed to have the brown and serve rolls. We was fancy. We had Hawaiian rolls, and we thought
you can brown and serve them too.
Yeah, he said, don't mess up my childhood memories. I need brown and serve rolls. Oh, and he may or may not have said he enjoyed the collard greens that I made. So I gave him a whole liter of them because he don't eat no vegetables at all. So the fact that I might need to remind him, Naturelle D, that he got till tomorrow to eat those before he throw them away. Because I gave him a lot. Like, what? You gonna eat vegetables? You get some more. So brown and serve rolls. That's all we're gonna say on that.
Brown and serve rolls. I did notice that quite a few were flying off the shelf at the store on last week, and I'm gonna do one last petty because this is something that got on my last nerve. Okay, with inflation being what it is. I got to stand there and watch people spend $300 and $400 buying food to prepare for their holiday feast. But while they were spending the money, they were complaining about it, which porque me no understand. I don't understand why you spend it and you ain't got it. All right. So listen, I do understand that this is one time during the year when your family and your friends come together and you eat to your heart's content. You're eating, you're drinking, and you're being merry. However, where's the merriment in the day after when you look at your bank account and recognize that you done messed with some of the bill money to pay for a meal where, again, the expiration to eat all of that stuff is tomorrow. And some of it may have already gone bad depending on how y'all done stored your stuff. All right. So this is me being petty. Yes, I'm judging you. I am judging now. Again, wisdom always speaks, and I'm personally, I don't see anything wrong with scaling down the size of your holiday feast. Since there, this season of it seems to have no end in sight. Listen, please, ma'am, please, sir, open your mouth and be honest about what it is you can and cannot handle financially during this season of your life. Seems to me like a lot of the streams of help that the government was offering, unless you're already on the EBT program, receiving them good old SNAP benefits, honey, listen, you may find yourself in the food pantry line if you are not smart about how you're moving your dollars and buying your meals. Maybe, just maybe, and I did witness this and it made my heart proud because this has been me for the last 4 or 5 years. You jokers want me to cook all this food? Y'all need to kick in. My Cash App, okay? Ask your friends and family members that you're hosting to contribute to the cost of the meal. Y'all know how much cheese costs nowadays? Wait. Let me dial that back. Do y'all know how much eggs cost right now?
Lord, no, we can't even, okay? That's a whole nother conversation. I need to know what kind of anointing is coming on these eggs that they cost, what they cost. Eggs and the butter. I got questions. This is heavenly eggs and heavenly butter.
I got questions. Yes.
So yes,
there's, again, this is the season, right? This is the season of Thanksgiving. This is the season of sharing. And here it is. The good book has taught us we have not because we ask not. So open your mouth and say something. And I promise you'll meet with the surprise about about the experience of how fun it can be. Building the menu together, and budgeting the meal together. And no one should be, alone and preparing these huge feasts for their families. And remember, when we show up, try not to be like me and be petty and turn people toilet paper roll over because it ain't on the roll right. Be thankful in your celebrations. And what is the one thing that I always hear said? Keep it simple, silly. You'll find that there's joy in sitting around the table. When's the last time y'all played a board game at the family get together? I'll wait.
We just can't play Uno. That's all.
Okay, so
we are a Pequeno household.
Y'all play Uno?
Uno get very
y'all playing Keno with nickels?
For nickels.
Oh, girl, quarters depending on what day it is.
I'm coming over there.
Listen, and I'm talking all the nieces, especially since they all got jobs. They be the first ones. We playing for quarters. Whoa.
Hey, big spender.
Yeah, it's serious in our household, and everybody has their specific card.
Here I am talking nickels.
I thought we was nickels.
We used to play for. Yeah, we was balling with the nickels. Now they're asking for quarters. You tell them to sit down and talk to them about inflation and interest rates that are, constantly being adjusted by the Fed.
Now
I need these quarters. I might have to pay a parking meter.
I can't blame them because family reunion is quarters. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. It's quarters at family reunion.
Quarters at the family reunion.
So
right. Let me take note. Do not go to her family reunion with nothing less. Can I do 2 dimes and a nickel, or does it have to be a case quarter?
Oh, listen, get in where you fit in. 25 cents, however it comes.
25 cents.
It could be 25 pennies, okay? Okay.
Or 5 nickels. Okay, so.
All right.
At least we know how to get in. There you go.
Listen, you'll be grateful for that cover
all to get in.
It's the truth.
I'm right. I'm taking notes because I've been trying to pull up with you sometimes. I gotta know how to act right.
That's right. The views from the Petty Pew can also be very educational and informational. Okay, you never know what you will learn by joining us for our views from the Petty Pew. If you got some views from the Petty Pew and you want us to have some commentary on them, listen, shout them out in the comments, whether you on YouTube or Facebook or one of our respective and connected pages. We want to hear from you. What are the views from the Petty Pew? Keep it like at least PG-13 though, don't go way to the left. But we know we always got something like, I can't believe that they did such and such and so and so. And so now we get to have commentary and talk about it and give you our views from the Petty Pew. So next Petty Pew, I want to know what's in these eggs and this butter. I do get my butter from Lita, just so we clear. But I still got questions on what is in the eggs that they $6 and $10 for a few of them. And I guess everything gonna be gluten-free for real. Never mind.
We all about to have a dairy and egg allergy.
It's called cash flow. We're going to keep this cash flowing in my pocket. So y'all ain't getting no sweets. Y'all going to have some air.
Air sandwiches.
That's it. That's what we doing.
And this is just how we see it, all right?
That's how we see it.
This is just how we see it, all right?
Yeah.
So check it out. Thank you all for tuning in. It's Unhinged Show Live. We're here. It's me, your girl, Tilted Halo, my good girlfriend, Karen Sims, and the lovely Miss Natty. I want to go on and keep the train moving because time just ticking along. Time is just ticking along. And we are about to get into unpack on, what time is it, D? What time is it? What time is it, Karen?
What's really going on?
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 Shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it.
Uh-oh.
What's really going on? Listen, we here for it.
Okay,
Next
look,
time I
let
might
me
have to get a
go off.
tambourine.
Listen, look, anything could be a tambourine if it's in your soul. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Work it out. I can't. I just love what I just love how y'all go right along with this. It's ready. Look, y'all ready for this? Because a lot. There is so much to talk about. Listen, first of all, let's go ahead and take a moment of silence if we can, to acknowledge and in honor of the lives that were so carelessly lost at the Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia. Let's just go ahead and observe a moment of silence. All right, we back. We back from the moment of silence. And I just had to bring that up because I wanted to go ahead and acknowledge that most recently there in Virginia, the place where you leave it, it's the street, they shopping, and never suspect that your loved one home just from going to the Wally World. And it's coming out, in the aftermath of the losses there, that this was actually an act of violence that was not necessarily random. It was committed by one of the supervisors there at the store. And there's been a manifesto found. So we want to go ahead and keep the entire community of Chesapeake, Virginia in our thoughts and in our prayers as we move through this holiday season. I brought that to the forefront because, in light of all of these shootings at the club there in Colorado with another shooting, murderous scene there at the LGBTQ friendly club that was noted to be a safe haven where people could be accepted by those who frequented the establishment. Listen, it seems to me that gunplay and these acts of gun violence have become more commonplace in this, these here United of America. So, of course, I Google Universe and look up the information, and I come across the headline, and I'm a headline listed Forbes magazine that 611 mass shootings have been recorded so far in 2022, the second worst year for gun violence in almost a decade. There have been 611 mass shootings in the U.S. this year, making it the second worst year for gun violence in 8 years since the Gun Violence Archive, the nation's most comprehensive tracker of mass shootings, began recording data. As the country recovers from major shootings this week in Colorado Springs and Chesapeake. Now, some key facts about these shootings. The 611 shootings in 2020, making 2022 the second worst year since the Gun Violence Archive started recording gun violence data in 2013. The highest was 690 in 2021. On Thanksgiving Day, a shooter killed 2 and injured 2 in Houston, Texas, one day after shooters in Philadelphia and Temple Hills, Maryland, injured 4 in 2 separate attacks, according to the Gun Violence Archives, which defines a mass shooting as an event that killed or injured 1 or more persons. So check it out, y'all. Can we talk about this? Because it's known among us that basically the 3 of us are mental health advocates and very self-aware of our own mental health. I would tend to believe that part of this is the aftermath of us being shut down and being so much exposed to so much negativity, mass media outlets over the last 2 years. I'm going to jump off to you, Natural D. What are your thoughts on the uprising of the mass shootings here in this country?
So I totally agree. It's partially, a lot of it has to do with coming out of quarantine for so long. But also I feel like with that, it's not just that, it's the mentality of everyone after coming out. So not just someone's state, mental health state being in quarantine themselves, it's also the interaction with others. Because I don't know about you, I feel like since quarantine, there are more accidents, there are more like people just attitudes are just so foul. Like it's just gratefulness is at an all-time low. Like I don't know what is happening. We come out of a time and space where something as simple as wearing your mask and on it to protect your fellow man, we've come out of that. And I don't know if people understand the lengths of which it's going to take for people to truly recover coming out of a pandemic. I mean, out of quarantine, out of that separation, out of that lack of human touch or human interaction. But then also you go from that to being forced into the interaction. So now we're forcing people back into the workplace. It's one extreme to the next. And I'm not too sure truth is we just weren't prepared for that. And honestly, how can you be? But yeah, it's a lot. And then also to kind of go back to food, we talk about, eggs and milk and things being so expensive, but the other side of it is the nutritional value of our food is actually getting lower as well. Mm-hmm. So how do you expect all of these factors to come in and not think mental health isn't affected? So it's my little 2 cents.
There you go. I'm a jump right on in, and a couple of things that are really super important. As Tylted mentioned, we are mental health advocates, and so it is about well-being. And one of the challenges for us is that when folks go overseas or they are in war-torn countries, they usually have a time where they're coming back into society and they are having counseling on law enforcement. If you shoot somebody and kill them, you're supposed to go through particular training and mental evaluations. Well, guess what? Nobody evaluated us, and everybody is suffering from some form of PTSD related to the pandemic. So it not only came with loss of loved ones that was unexpected, a not really understanding for us to have a way to grieve all the massive amount of loss that was going on, where if it wasn't us, it was a friend of a friend, and not in a good way. Also thinking about, we have to think about our livelihood every single day. So it's not just as we did it in other years. We are now more conscious. Our thoughts are heightened on what do I need? And this is kind of past self-care, because it takes a lot of mental capacity for you to even get to a point to say, okay, now I can focus on self-care. Because what is bombarding us every single day is so much. When we think about this 611 mass shootings, these are the numbers that really are coming in an interesting way. And it's like we've got, I don't even know, it literally is almost 40,000 people who have been victims of stuff just by itself. Then when we think of how many people are committing suicide, that's a whole nother situation that they're not even looking to say. And some of it is, kind of homicide and suicide together, but the majority is suicide by gun. Like, I'm not even just talking about all of the suicides. I'm talking about suicide by gun. There are more than 20,000 suicides by gun for this year alone. That is a lot of doggone people saying, I'm taking myself out. That speaks volumes as we think about, can these people not feed themselves? Can they not feed their families? Are they, just at their brinks end when it comes to their thoughts on what they can add to the world? So many different layers to this, Tilted. But, we want to remind everybody that we got to do more than thoughts and prayers. We have to figure out how are we giving back to communities, and how can we hold on to people in a way that, we can't physically hug. Well, I'm not physically hugging everybody. Y'all could get hugs, but not everybody. But how do we do that? By, holding on to people in a different type of way. The training is needed the same way we do for our soldiers. We now are all a part of this pandemic war. None of us were prepared for it. But the biggest thing is now, how do we prepare ourselves to get back to whatever normal is supposed to be for us without the extra support?
So yeah, I noticed quite a few of my friends posted in their Facebook statuses the conversation about making sure you pick up the phone and call somebody, as opposed to just scrolling through your Facebook feed, seeing that someone's posted and making the assumption that they are actually okay. That's not always been the case, and that has been evidenced again, as you talked about it, the number of gun-related suicides, the number of people actually taking their lives, and it's reminiscent of the Great Depression, where there was a stock market crash and people who had never suffered began to experience suffration in a way that never before, and they began to commit suicide. Not only taking their own lives, but often their entire families before taking their own lives. And you see that behavior being mimicked in this day and age. So I'm going to be, go ahead and ask those of you who are tuning in to do yourself a favor, pick up the phone, right? And I'm talking to myself here because I've been guilty of it myself in the past, not calling people. My lifestyle moves so swiftly, I don't have time to pick up the phone. But I would beg each and every one of you to be a whole lot more intentional about picking up the phone and calling those folks that you say you care about. I mean, even if you don't call, as often as you used to, do a day schedule. Now I notice that I have some time available on Saturday mornings where I could be doing something more than watching Judge Judy or one of them other silly shows that I enjoy. I call somebody. It's legit written on my calendar. Call so-and-so, so that they know that I care, that I'm just, fly by night friend. And again, I have to ownership. I am guilty of that. Of saying, oh, she on Facebook, and if I hit like, she know I care. No. So many people have been crying out, even on social media, expressing the depression that they're now experiencing. The aftermath of it all. We just need to love it we used to. And that's my tilted too. And I'm gonna get up off that. All right. Moving right along. We said we were going to keep this story alive, and I'm right here all the way for it. We are watching the situation continue to develop concerning our sister friend, Miss Brittany Griner, who was imprisoned over there in Russia for bringing a trace amount of cannabis oil as she went to go play basketball for the country in the WNBA off season. We recently learned that she was gone and shipped off to one of them labor colonies over there in Russia. And avid fan of CBS Morning News, and they've been doing a great job with the story, and got to hear the plight concerning Brittany from her wife, her spouse, where she has noticed her spiritedness decrease over the course of time that she's been imprisoned. And this is a Russian labor colony. And I don't know if y'all know what that's like. What is this? A Russian penal colony where they're forced to do forced labor, 16 hours out of the day, where they're doing hard labor. And I can imagine she's suffering over there because there's that huge language barrier. Not only does she have the language barrier to deal with over there, being separated and so very far away from what she's familiar with as far as her family and friend concerned, she's also dealing with colorism. Being a Black woman in a Russian labor camp. Now, those camps have long since been rumored to be very harsh in their condition. I hear that there's some beatdowns that happen behind those bars. And I believe, though no exact location has been revealed, she's in one of the furthermost parts of Russia. Basically considered no man's land. I guess when I think about it, I want to think that she's in a space kind of like Rocky in Rocky 3, where he had went to go train so he could finally beat the Russian in that particular bout. But yeah, ladies, please share your thoughts on the Brittany Griner situation. Karen, you got something to say?
Just heartbreaking. That is the thing to say. Heartbreaking that we are still having this conversation, that there is no support or rescue, if we want to call it that, for Brittany, and heart goes out to her and her family, because we have now graduated into a whole new territory. This entire time we're talking about we want her to, be free. Now we are talking labor camps. This is not anything that we know about here in these united of our states. We don't know anything about that life, literally. And now she has been thrust into one of the most difficult experiences that we can even imagine. Like, this has to be in our minds many times. It seems unreal to us because this is a story that we've read. This is somebody's coming. They're going to drop down out the plane. They're going to snatch her up and bring her back to Justice League. Like, somebody is about to save this girl. And then we are thrust back into reality and understand that literally, I cannot imagine how alone she feels during this time, because she has done nothing but try to fight and get support. And it does not seem like it's ever coming. Doesn't seem like it's coming. And so, we're staying supportive, and our prayers are with her and her entire family, because this is just out of my realm of thought. And so all I could do at this point is pray. And I don't know what recourse we could have.
Yeah, at this point, one of the disheartening things is the different verbiage and news stories that we're getting between what the American government is saying and then what the Russian government is saying. So you've got the American government saying, we're trying to get talks, we're trying to get the deal with her and Paul Whelan, who's, I can't even remember how long he's been over there. But then you've got the Russian government saying, oh, things are going well. No, y'all haven't said anything. So which is it? Is it going well and there's a deal and they're both coming home? Or you're just putting up the story because the truth of the matter is you're not going to let them go. Mm-hmm. So it's, my prayer really is that the truth comes forward and that the true rescue is made, because we need to bring them home, both of them home. And I can only imagine not only being an African-American woman over in Russia, but you think about her size, her build, like you think about who she is just in stature, and it makes you wonder, like, how much more on top of all of that are they going to put on her, because they know or feel, oh, she can handle it because she's an athlete. She's built for this, not just the mentality of a Black woman, but just her build in general. So there's just a lot potentially stacked against her, and you just hope and pray that, the best comes best outcome comes forth for her and her family. And I can only imagine how her family feels. So definitely prayers are for them and for, our governments to get it together.
And to add to what you just shared, and again, U.S. media is saying that there's still ongoing talks for the prisoner swap to bring her home. So y'all just going to continue to keep sis uplifted, because at this point our hands are pretty much tied, and it legit is a political move that needs to be made to bring our sister girl home, so she can get back to doing the things that she's used to doing. Because I promise you, all up in my shanana, I just believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that she did not intentionally bring something over there. She'd been playing over there for years. And I'm pretty sure she was well versed in international law. It was just a simple mistake that basically cost her a great part, of her life. So go on and keep her uplifted, y'all. Moving the conversation right on along. Listen, y'all know what's going down in the fashion world, right? And I guess it's appropriate that our lovely seamstress, creative, extraordinary Shelby Lawson of Lawson Accessories has joined us here in the chat. Hey, Shelby girl. She's also a podcaster, y'all, and one of my very good girls. She is Raining Words with Shelby. Check her out. And if you're in your Lehigh Valley area, she's also a small business owner, Lawson Accessories, right there in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I promise you, Sister Girl has come up with a lovely line of leather drop earrings that she is hand making herself. Shelby, go on and drop your contact info there, and for those in the group who may want to make a purchase from your shop. She got the earrings, y'all, and I promise you, she ain't gonna have no bondage bears for sale in her shop. Yes, I went ahead and threw it out there, y'all. We gonna talk about this foolishness going on with Balenciaga and the BDS&M bear. All right, for those of you who've been paying attention, you see all over the news that there's a scam against the major designer, where some children were featured in a marketing campaign that actually featured these youngsters holding teddy bears that was dressed with masks, whips, and chains. Like, woo! It's about to be the turn up with these bears. And it was very, very inappropriate. And baby, the public outcry was astronomical, to the point where some major names in the industry, Kim Kardashian being one of them, have come out to voice their disappointment in the brand. And she's actually reconsidered her relationship with the brand. This wasn't the only thing that came out recently concerning Balenciaga. There was a post that leaked that was, again, another part of another marketing campaign for the company, where some legal logistics concerning child pornography were featured as part of the campaign. And I tell you, especially in the world of Christendom, okay, let me tell you, the saints is going in on Balenciaga. So I got a question. Do either of you ladies own any Balenciaga?
No.
And did you even know how to say Balenciaga before it became a thing?
Yes.
I mean, I had heard other people say it. I've not said it yet, so can't be saying it wrong if I don't say it. What else? Yeah, no thoughts and prayers.
Well, I'm saying, yeah.
Well, thoughts and prayers that they, dismantle their entire leadership, because apparently this is not their first run-in with campaign ad issues. So we not only do you have an ad where it's just supposed to be a desk with documents on it, and then you feature the bag, and you know, people are nosy. So they're gonna look to see, well, what's on this desk, and you got a whole court case that's geared to whether or not child pornography is covered by free speech in a promotion. Like, I mean, the math is mathing here, and it's not mathing in the best way. Like, I just, yeah, I don't understand what's happening here and why this is acceptable. So somebody's not, the thinking cap is not on, clearly.
Clearly it is not. And I don't know nothing about Balenciaga outside of hearing the name, knowing that they were the ones, I believe, that came out with them sneakers with the toes on them. That was a little strange looking, or was that somebody else? Was that Balenciaga? That wasn't it. But anyway, check it out. Did y'all know that one of the parent companies for Balenciaga is also a parent company for Gucci?
Oh, I'm saying this. Houses are owned by the same ones.
Yeah, I'm like, so it's not just Balenciaga. Balenciaga might be past your price point. Some of y'all might be more favorite Gucci, but check it out. As you just said, Natural D, a lot of these major fashion houses are owned by the same multimillionaires and multi-billionaires, and this is the agenda that they're pushing. And not for nothing, I didn't know what Balenciaga was, real talk, until I heard Cardi B rapping about it, and she mentioned Balenciaga because she liked to spend money on it. What's the song? I Like It Like That. Yeah, that's when I had learned what Balenciaga was, because I'm okay going to New York and Company and picking up a frock or two. Shein, gets a little bit of my money from time to time. Boscovs can be my friend. But Balenciaga, no. I'm too regular to afford that stuff. I'd rather take that money and invest it in something than put it on my back.
That's the whole
So it just seems to me that Balenciaga is targeting a younger audience with its ad campaigns, the least and the weakest among us, so to speak. And a lot of this stuff, again, after coming out of the pandemic, embracing a new normal, a lot of this stuff is over-sexualized and being embraced as a new normal. Can we have a conversation about that? Why do we have to have a teddy bear of all things? A teddy bear, a symbol of innocence in the lives of babies across the world. I don't know not one baby, unless they've been born into homelessness or a situation where there's some serious and extreme neglect, that doesn't have a teddy bear laying in their crib. Why do we need a teddy bear with whips and chains? All right, what is Shelby saying? The big houses never intended for Black folks to wear their product, but they realize how much the community spends. Stop right there. We're going to leave that sitting right there for a long time. Because that is exactly right, Shelby. That is exactly right. We learned years ago that Tommy Hilfiger didn't even like us brown and Black and brown folks. But we were the first ones running around with his name all across our chest and behind. Make it make sense. I thank God that the spirit of frugality has been within me all of my life, and I've never seen the sense of paying $1,000 for a shirt I might wear one time to impress somebody that doesn't even matter. But what y'all gonna do at the end of the day? I bought this $1,000 blouse to impress y'all, but at the first of the month, I can't pay my rent. The math ain't mathing, D. The math ain't mathing. Because somebody talk to me.
Maybe I need to keep this comment to myself.
Say that thing.
Maybe if you're affording something that is going to leave you short at the end of the month, maybe you need an OnlyFans. Like I just,
oh, check it. Oh,
I mean, you might as well put some used to it. I mean, I don't understand. Like
I'm saying, you could put on your teddy bear outfit and get in your OnlyFans and charge.
Not the
apparently this is where we're at
only
these days.
fans. That's where we're Ladies and
That's one way
gentlemen,
to
the
make
show
your
has
money.
gone all the way to the left. We thank you
It's
for your
Unhinged, y'all.
attention.
Y'all already know what it is.
Listen,
You joined us on Unhinged Live.
yeah, you know, our hard-earned money, and that's just I really wish, and I thought coming out of the P&DZ, we would understand where we need to place our dollars. Here we are, continually the cycle just, Shelby, come out here with fighting words.
Shelby for the win.
Shelby is preaching in the comment section, y'all. My hands are lifted. I surrender all.
We not telling you don't spend your money. We just saying be wise consumers with where you're spending your money at. You want to get back to the community, carry yourself over there to Lawson Accessories. At least we know what she's doing in the community. And I mean that for real. I'm laughing about this, but for real, you want good looks. We want that. We want to look good. We want to feel good. And many of us equate what's on our back with, as we said, filling up that internal emptiness. But if you go do it, doggone it, don't be homeless and cute. That's all we got to say on that. Do not be homeless and fashionable. The two don't match. So if your mortgage and rent is paid and your kids looking all right and y'all got clothes and you not worried about how much the eggs and butter is, then go ahead over there to Balenciaga. I think I said it right. That's my first time ever saying that thing. Go ahead on over there and spend all your money over there. But if you don't know where else to send it to us here at the Unhinged live show, and we will work on making sure that we get some media blitz for your company or organization. That's my shameless plug on that one there too. Anybody got time for that?
She said don't be homeless and cute. Or you could sell that high price name brand stuff and be able to get a security deposit so you are no longer homeless.
That part.
Listen, you better
consign that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation.
We talk about flipping the sandals so that we could make sure. We talk about flipping the sandals.
Well, and at the very least, let it be authentic, because then you can get $top in return.
Okay, on one of the resale apps or websites.
We're not here. This sounding like pews from the Petty Pew right now. We just saying, homeless ain't cute. Don't be cute and that don't work.
Don't be cute and homeless, y'all. That's the word. I need to drop the lipstick on that. Bang. I done dropped the lipstick on that.
That nursery rhyme wasn't for us.
So check it out. Earlier in the conversation, we discussed food that lacks nutritional value having its own impact on mental health and mental processes, right? Do y'all know that it could possibly be a railroad strike here in the good old US of A?
I heard.
Yeah, the railroad employees is fighting for what they believe is their rights and what's right for them. And, there's a possible railroad strike in the very near future. They're in contract negotiations to go ahead and finalize this thing. But I don't know if people can really absolutely fathom what will happen in this country should the railroads stop running. Should there no more trains? What is the percentage of our food products that are transported via train every single day? You know that 3 a.m. train that wake you up every day and halfway get on your nerves? Well, baby, there was a lettuce shortage not long ago. And I can imagine somebody didn't pack the lettuce on the train and get it to where it was needed to go. Imagine what it would be like if you didn't have not just lettuce, but you didn't have the other basic necessities that are shipped via rail train across the United States. There's been talk of a food shortage, and there's been evidence of it in grocery stores across America. Did y'all know how hard it was for people to find cornstarch even to make their gravy this holiday season? Did y'all know that that was something that was in short supply?
No.
Child, if I had $1 for every person who came down my lane at the store, happy that they found cornstarch at our location, sharing that they had been 4 or 5 different places trying to find it. So imagine when rail workers shut down. What we finna do? Are we using corn to close when we relieve ourselves in the facilities? And it goes even further and past just the food products that we enjoy here in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our clothing, some of our electronics won't make it from point A to point B should the railroads shut down in this country. Do either of you have any thoughts to add to that conversation?
You know, I just want to mention the numbers. So by the numbers, a shutdown, literally, they carry over 40% of the country's freight each year. That's roughly 70% of the country's coal, 30% of the packaged goods, as well as thousands of other products that have to get to store shelves. If this strike happens, the equivalent of 7,000 freight trains that get stuff from point A to point B so that we can eat all of the things that we want to eat, forget about just need to eat, would equate to 460,000 trucks. That means that for the 7,000 trains, it would literally take like a 700% increase on the need for us to have more truck drivers. Ain't that many truck drivers in the world for us to be able to get this stuff back and forth. We're seeing it now. And that's just to handle what's going on now. Understanding that some of the railroads are also shared by Amtrak and other commercial companies that go along the same tracks during the day. I know here in North Carolina at 3 a.m., it's the freight trucks. At 6 a.m., it's the Amtrak trying to get people from here to Charlotte. So listen, this is a big deal. When we think about in the dollars, it says the impact would amount to about $2 billion in lost output a day as ports and other transport options feel the knock-on effect. So that's literally one thing. We not thinking, we may be thinking in the sense of, well, I never ride the train. That's got nothing to do with me. I don't even eat the food that probably would be coming on here. Trust me, you will be affected in some type of way, even if you can't see it now. So shout out to President Biden, who's trying to get some negotiation amongst the 12 units and major rail companies, because they've already spent a whole bunch of time trying to do a compromise deal. And Biden is coming in. I think he came in September, is like, okay, let's give these people some more personal leave and let's give them a higher pay raise over the time. When you understand where your bread is buttered, literally, honey, y'all better throw some money over there and make sure that we are able to keep our livelihood. So literally more than thoughts and prayers on this side. Congress has to act. President Biden has to act. Everything has to be in concert because this affects the entire United States. This is not just a, north or southeast type of situation. This is all of the United States, as well as imports that come into the country. So they start from somewhere and then we ship them on a train and let them go the rest of the way. So a big, big deal. And I think we've only got another week before this strike either happens or not.
Yeah, and that deal, the proposal that President Biden has put forth, I believe 8 out of the 12 unions agreed. So four more still have to agree, and it looks like those are the 4 largest unions. So if they're not on board, this could get ugly and ugly fast. And just, you might think, oh, well, it's not me. When you understand how much of our food in this country is imported, it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge deal. And I'm with Shelby. Start growing in the basement, y'all. Like, and at this rate, it's too late. For some, like up here, it's too cold. It's too late.
Ain't nothing sprouting for us unless we got
Nothing
something in
sprouting.
the light.
Well, that 15 pounds you was trying to lose, it's coming.
Listen, the Lord said it's time to fast and pray.
Just in time for the Daniel fast. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all great. Listen, we gonna all be 10 pounds lighter. I'm gonna need my dresses taken in, Shelby, because you got to all lose something. Here we go.
But here we go. Go. But yeah, people, because it's not something that they're in contact with every day. They just dismiss it. Like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. It got everything to do with you. And little Johnny and little Janie and them on Christmas when, should there be a strike and they can't get their brand new Legos or whatever the newest popular toy is in the street. Because right now I'm not paying attention. I do not know. But if it's anything similar to what some of the Apple iPhone users might be experiencing because their productivity has slowed down in China. And I've noticed recently that there was an article where the Apple users have not been able to get the equipment they've been looking forward to enjoying because parts, they short. There is a lasting ramification from this pandemic. And right now, I guess they say and have labeled it as an endemic. We're in an endemic, but there seems to be a new pandemic on the rise. Outside of just the mental health, it's a financial separation on the rise too. The country may not have verbalized it just yet, but we already in a recession, y'all. So it would behoove you, please, ma'am, please, sir, find community. Find community. Look, find community. Hopefully you are already attached to somebody that you can call and say, help, I need somebody, help, not just anybody, help. Listen, I'm grateful that, my tribe is always ready, willing, and able to support whenever possible. Many of you in the listening audience, again, do your work, do your work. Pick up the phone, check on somebody. They may be running short, but that little thing called pride might be in the way where they afraid to say something. So call and ask. You'd be surprised who open to you being a blessing to them in their own lives and who might be a blessing to you in return. But allow me to digress. Lately we've been running over time here on the show, and that's quite all right with me. And that's the great thing about being your own boss. You can do what you want to do, right? You can do what you want to do, how you want to do it. So at this point, I want to go ahead and wrap it up. And thank you two lovely ladies for, participating in tonight's conversation, and get right on into the nugget-filled session that we are about to enjoy. And I said nugget, and I got a little bit more full from the Turkey Day eating and festivities in saying it, nugget. Maybe I should say something else. These diamonds that are about to be dropped from the lips of our very own in-house master life coach, the beautiful Miss Karen Sims of Twisted Threads. She's getting ready to bless us with another reflection of purpose. So Karen, my triplet twin friend.
Yes.
Go on and take it away.
And we're going to take it away. Y'all know I always come with a title, and today's title, we're going to get right into it. Hold on. We've seen a lot of things happen over the last couple of weeks, whether loss of loved ones, seen a lot of, and I hate to say the word a lot, but seen a lot of suicide. And it's not just in one demographic. It's not the young, it's not the old, it's not the in between. It's a little bit of everybody that's struggling. And so here's what we can do for ourselves. And that when we come here, we want to remind you with our reflections of purpose of how you get to show up in your whole own life. You got to be able to hold on to what you see is true for your life. Hold on to the things that are important to you, the principles that nobody else is upholding, but you know that you're going to make sure that you hold on to what it is. And we made it that simple today on purpose. Why? Because we still having the effects of those turkey-driven naps that seem to last more than just the one day. We want to hold on to not just the blessings that are around us, but hold on to our perspective of not looking at the wrong side of everything. There is a silver lining no matter what. This past week, we have heard the news of some dear friends passing and people who we knew, who we didn't even think like their number was supposed to be up. It's like, well, I thought they had more time. And now we get the opportunity to celebrate their life and the contributions that they made in the earth. But here's what we got to do. We've got to hold on to knowing that our life has purpose, knowing that the places that we are going, God has ordained it. And it doesn't matter if I agree with you. This is not, my thoughts on what you do with your life literally does not matter in heaven or earth. I could tell you a whole bunch of things, but you have to go back and sit down and apply what things go in your life, what things match you. Hold on to those things. And listen, we're about to enter the last month of 2022. And honey, for many people, this has been a rough year, but we get to hold on for about 32 more days, literally, as we watch God still do some amazing things in our lives. And here's the biggest thing. While we're holding on, God needs our input. That means don't check out. Hold on. Don't check out and think like there's no more work for you. There is work for you. There's purpose in you. Be reminded that the hold on means hold on to your loved ones. Some of y'all need to hold on to your cash. Don't be running for every sale that you see. Why? Because y'all can't come stay with me when they kick you out because you can't pay your rent, but you got a bigger TV this year than you had last year. That might be for the views from the petty pew. Hold on to what you have and use it to multiply the gifts that are in your life. And that's really all I have to say on Reflections of Purpose today. Hold on, there's more to come. Tilted?
Yes, ma'am. That was good stuff. I'm holding on, and I'm making sure I'm checking for calluses because I need my hands to stay soft. Because anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. We are holding on, and we're determined to finish this year strong. And y'all already know what it is. I'm about to give y'all my just be word for the week. But this time, I'm just going to encourage you to be purposeful in your connections. A lot of times we, say we want a thing, we pray for a thing, and then we wait for it. And then, bam, it happens, and you don't know how to act, right? Be purposeful in your connections because I promise you, they can be impactful. They can truly change the trajectory of your life if you're purposeful about your connections. With this being said, I want to go ahead and share with you all that I had the awesome opportunity to speak with one of my uncles this past weekend. I haven't spoken to him in 40 years, y'all. 40 years due to some unfortunate circumstances. He was separated from the family. But last year I dropped him a note and my contact information, and he just popped up. And I promise you, we had a 3-hour conversation, and he spoke some words of life over me that helped bring some clarity to me about some things that I had been noticing about myself that began to manifest after my mother passed away. Being purposeful in connecting with him, even after everything I heard this one, that one, and the third one say about the man that he was. Man, listen, I was able to partake of so much educated wisdom. The Stanford graduate, the Harvard graduate began to pour life and speak life into his niecey Pooh, who's actually a whole grown woman right now and lively as ever, as he put it. He reminded me, as I would like to remind all of you in this moment, that you are extraordinary. You are far from common, honey. So go on out there and just be great as you are purposeful in every single one of your connections. Y'all see this smile on my face? That's because we're all about to walk through a season of restoration as we cross over into the year 2023. If it's happening for me, I know it's going to happen for y'all. How about that? There's so much more in store. So we're going to take our eyes off of what we see. We're going to make sure that we filter what we hear and in the faith that has been gifted to us by God our Father. And that's all I have tonight for you. Just be purposeful in your connections. I love each and every one of you. Thank you again, Naturelle D. Thank you, Karen Sims. And thank you to all of you who participated here tonight in the chat. Or those of you who just sat in and listened, we appreciate you. And hey, replay viewers, we love y'all too. Keep coming on back. There's more in store from the Unhinged Show live here on Facebook, YouTube. Please like and subscribe. And I guess that's a wrap, ladies.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. We out.